Last but not least, all right, thank you. Thank you, Joshua, for recording. Last but not least, make sure to deliver your speech beware of any sensitive topics while you deliver your speech and sending chat inside the chat box. Now I shall pass the floor to our Toastmaster of to our President Officer. Welcome, Min-Kang. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
I share the
Thank
screen.
you so much, Eileen.
The floor is yours.
Okay, let me share my screen. You guys see it?
Yep.
I can see that clearly.
Thank you so much. Let me do a little bit setup first, yeah. Okay, looks good. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, welcome to University Malaya Toastmaster Club meeting 325 on 6 December, 7 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. I hope in these 2 hours and 15 minutes, you all will gain lots of benefits and insights from the meeting itself. And to speakers, I hope you can deliver your best speech today. And for role players, I think you can do a good job in today's meeting, and let's make this meeting together into its fullest. All right. So before I start my TME slide, I would like to acknowledge some of the guests that we have today. And we have a lot of guests, especially from outside Toastmaster Club. And I would like them to introduce themselves to us. Okay, who are you? What's your name? And which club are you from? What do you do right now? And can I start with our Jasmine, Evaluator Jasmine? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you very much to Toastmaster of the Evening, Min-Kang. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. I am Jasmine from IMU Toastmasters Club, the current VPE for this term. And I'm looking forward to have an enjoyable time tonight. Thank you, and back to you.
Okay, thanks, Jasmine. Next up, we have Danish. Danish, try to introduce yourself. Perhaps Danish is AFK, I guess. Okay, let's move on to Helena first. Helena, a quick introduction.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Helena Nguyen. I'm the president of Metro Toastmasters International Club. And nice to meet you guys. And I hope we have a successful meeting today. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Helena. Next, we have Afan. A quick introduction.
Sure. Hi, guys. It's a great pleasure to be here. My name is Afan. I am from Perwira Toastmasters Club, which is from the National Defense University of Malaysia, or UPNM. It's great to be here. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, Afan, to UM Toastmaster. We have Danish. Welcome back.
All right. Apologies, I had to go off just now. I had to answer a quick urgent phone call. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Danish, and I'll be one of the speech evaluators for tonight. And I see that the word of the day is frontier today, and it's wonderful indeed. You all are blazing new frontiers. Back then, in 2020, who expected a pandemic? And long and behold, however, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. In the end, we all converge onto an online meeting, and that's great. We can have so many external guests outside here, and that is why it is really wonderful to be blazing new frontiers from here. Overall, I don't want to ramble on too much. I'll pass the floor back to the Toastmaster of the meeting.
Thank you, Danish. Welcome all the way from Malacca. And we have our new member, Krista. You dare to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Krista Avora. I'm currently studying in UM, and I'm a third-year student studying the TESOL course. Yeah, nice to meet you. Back to you.
Yeah, welcome, welcome. Lastly, we have Lei Teng. A quick introduction.
Thank you very much, Min-Kang. I'm Lei Teng from DTM Toastmasters Club as well as Kijang Toastmasters Club. I try to recall when was my last time attending Toastmasters Club meeting, and that was many, many years ago. So it's really fantastic to be back today.
Welcome
back to
back.
you, Mingkang. Thank you.
Welcome back. And welcome again, everyone. A big round of applause to yourself to make that you attend this meeting. All right, so let me share my screen again. So yeah, house rules been explained by ASAA, and I will now explain the flow. Today's meeting is very simple. It's a typical Toastmaster meeting. We have table topics, prepared speech, and evaluations. The theme today is called Look Beyond the Horizon. I came up with the theme because during the past few weeks, I realized that we've been limited to the resources that we have, that we are comfortable with. All right, I think that we should take a step further, try to explore new stuff, whether when it comes to Toastmaster or when it comes to our own daily lives. Let's take Toastmaster for a good example. I've been in Toastmaster for a year already, and I think that sometimes it's good for us to step out of this comfort zone. I know for new members that stepping out of your comfort zone to join Toastmaster is already a great achievement, but once you join it, you know that it's not enough. Okay, Toastmaster sometimes it's not enough for you. Sometimes you need more. I have this feeling, I need more. And Toastmaster give me this opportunity to provide me more. Okay, I join external clubs. I join external clubs contests as role players. I gain a lot from different clubs in meetings because each club has their own specialties. Each club has their own traditions and their style of doing meetings, and we can learn a lot. So don't confine yourself into Toastmasters. All right, my fellow members. As we can see now, we have Toastmasters from Malacca, from DTM Toastmaster Club, from all over the Malaysians. Then they step out, they look beyond their own club to join Toastmasters so they can learn new stuff from the other clubs. And that's the spirits that we, not just Toastmaster, but as a human itself needs to have. Okay, that's why we send people into space. That's why we explore stuff beyond our planet Earth. That's why we create breakthrough technologies to look to beyond. Okay, so I believe that, I don't want to spoil the word of the day, but I know that you all already know it. It's frontier. I believe that look beyond the horizons. We all can have this spirit, okay, in our daily life. So that's the things I wanted to share with you today. It's my insights. I've been thinking this for a couple of weeks because I'm confined with my own house, and I think, how could I break through? How could I break through? So there are a lot of things that you can do. It's just that we are limited by the things that we see right now. We aren't see beyond the horizon. Okay, that's the spirit of the day and the theme of the day. A quick introduction to Toastmaster Internationals for new members, as well as to remind us as the seasoned Toastmaster, to remind us that what's the purpose that we join the club. What is the purpose, what's the thinking when you want to join this club? Okay, so this video will help you through that. So please remember the reason, the very reason you joined this club, and what have you changed? What have you evolved through that? Okay, let's go.
Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization that has helped millions around the globe build confidence with public speaking. Since 1924, our Learn by Doing program will give you improved communication, public speaking, and leadership skills, all while building confidence for your next big presentation, whether it's in person.
Oops, so sorry.
All communication, public speaking, and leadership skills, all while building confidence for your next big presentation, whether it's in person or online. From those looking to change the world to those just looking to give a boost to their career, we know how to help. Build confidence in you. Visit toastmasters.org/find to connect with one of our over 16,000 club, meeting online or in person.
Okay, stated there that some people want to change their world, but I'm not going to change the world by joining Toastmaster, because I want to change myself. Changing myself is the first step you have to have in order to change the world. Okay, so this is my definitions for UM Toastmaster Club. We serve as a platform for students in UM as well as members, alumni to practice public speaking. As simple as that, but you can explore more once you join Toastmaster. To introduce you the role players that help us to today's meeting, we have Grammarian Yu-Ming. Would you like to introduce your role? As well as to introduce the model.
Now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarians, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to the language usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarians, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is frontier, which means a border between two countries, or figuratively, a border between what is known and what is not known, which is the more interesting one. And in an example using the word is the discovery of an antiviral enzyme in bacteria has inspired various applications which push the frontiers of medical science. Minh Kang, where is my slide?
So sorry. Here you go.
Yeah, because if I just say out loud, nobody understand what I'm saying. That is what I want to point out here. Okay. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you so much, grammarian. Next up, we have the R counter, Amira. Unfortunately, Amira is not able to attend this time, so I will replace her as the R counter. As you know, I'm a TME and I'm busy, so yeah, you will know that today's the R counter reports will be so lenient and so good. But I will try my best to catch up the R's, the the La that you know, and all sorts of fearless words throughout, come from all of our speakers throughout the meetings. That's my job as the R counter, to take note of the R's and and all filler words from speakers. Next up, we have timer Xingping. Dare to introduce your role.
Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic sessions, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have by using the green, red, and yellow cards, which denote the specific times remaining. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Xingping. Last but not least, we have the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Helena. Would you like to introduce your role?
Okay, as the General Evaluator, I will evaluate everything that takes place during the meeting, and I will conduct the evaluation portions of the meeting, and it's responsible for evaluation team like speech evaluators, accountant, grammarian, and timer. So I will take note of everything and report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Right, thanks, General Evaluator Toastmaster Helena. With all that being said, let's enjoy these sessions. Our first session is table topic sessions, hosted by Toastmaster Goy, a long-time Toastmaster in UMTMC, and he will give us surprise for the questions that he chose. All right, so I would like to pass the floor now to Toastmaster Goy. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Mika. Am I audible? All right, nice. Right, so before we go into the session, let me give all of you a quick overview of what a table topic session is. So a table topic session is a platform for the audience to practice their impromptu speaking skills. So the participants would be given 1 to 2 minutes in order to present on a topic that I would inform them on the spot. So may I ask the timer to help me to demonstrate the timing? So at 1 minute, the green light will be lit. 1 minute and 30 seconds, the amber light will be lit. And at 2 minutes, the red light will be lit. If you go over 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which means that you have gone over time, and then our timer would flash her background. Right, so try to keep yourself within 2 minutes and 30 seconds to be eligible for the Best Table Topic Speaker Award. Right, so without further ado, let me share my screen. All right. Right, so you all can see my screen, right? Okay, so may I ask for the first volunteer? All right, so for your information, we have 6 topics today. 1 and 2 is labeled green, which means that it's slightly easier. 3 and 4 is moderate, and 5 and 6 would be a bit hardcore for the hardcore speakers. Right, so who would like to go first?
I want to try.
All right, Min Kang, good to know. So which topic would you want?
Which one is the hard code again?
5 and 6, the red one.
Or then I would choose the 4th moderate. I'm not a hardcore speaker. Number 4.
Number 4. All right. So number 4. Toastmaster Min Kang. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. Toastmaster Min Kang, the floor is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My questions today is, my topic today is change is the only constant. As a student studying physics, of course, I study a lot of constants in the world. Okay, we have Planck constant, we have pi, and pi is actually not a constant, but we have some constants. But this topic is about another type of constant, the constant happening in your life. That's called change. Personally, I don't like change. Okay. One of the reasons that I'm not going to UM this semester is I don't like the environment of having different types of class, you know, online class and physical class. I don't like this kind of change. I like physical class 100%, or if you want to do online, you do 100%. Also, I don't like change in a way that my lifestyle has changed. Not just COVID per se, but ever since I entered university, right? My focus has changed. I used to join lots of activities. I want to do something, do this, do that, achieving something, get certificates. But now, I focus more to the academic already. So I've changed my focus. This is the things that I don't like, but I know that it's important. Okay, I didn't like change at first, but once I change it, I realized that how important it is to make a first step to change. Okay, so when I say I didn't like change, I meant it before I made the change. After I made the change, I like the change. And after I made the change, I'm thinking of another change and I didn't like it until I made my second move to change. And finally, I would like it. So golden egg for all of you is that change is something that a lot of people don't like. I don't like it, but that's because you haven't made your first step yet. So once
Thank you, Toastmaster Minkang. A very good try indeed. So may I have the second volunteer? No worries, the 1, 2, 3 is
I think I can try.
So which topic would you want?
Maybe I will go for 2.
2. All right. So Toastmaster Ħilin, never looking back. Never looking back. Toastmaster Ħilin, the floor is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. The topic assigned to me today is never looking back. Well, at the same time, I personally disagree with this because the past is the lesson that we can learn from so that we can grow and cope with any challenge we face in future. For example, during my middle school, I went to a place around 30 kilometers away from my home. That time, I was forced to be independent on what I ate, my body, the people, the social circle that I was going to join. So this really failed me at first because I didn't really know what should I do because I came to a new environment. And then I learned from my mistake. Okay, maybe this guy is not that sincere as you think, or maybe this guy is not having, like, making use of you. So for me, I think that we should always, looking back, check it out on what happened to you in the past. As time passes, you will find something. As the CEO of Apple, Steve Jobs, said, we can only connect the dots backward, but instead of forward. So in my opinion, look back and learn from it. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you for the wonderful speech from Toastmaster Ħilin. All right, so now may I have the third volunteer?
I think I did put my name in the chat box.
Oh, sorry, I didn't check. Right, Toastmaster Danish, right?
Which numbers are available?
Now we have 1, 3, 5, and 6. I think you can try 5 and 6.
All right, I was actually going to take number 5 since I'm a bit of a personalized challenger, therefore I'll take number 5.
All right. So, Toastmaster Danish, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. Toastmaster Danish, the floor is yours.
Sky is the limit. Greetings, everyone. Have we ever heard of the quote, "The sky is the limit"? What would happen if the sky is not the limit? Well, everyone believes that the sky is the limit because, like, in religion, normally it's like, how do we describe? Yes, in like our religion, whenever the time has come, we will always say that it is time for you to go to heaven, and we'll associate it with the sky. Therefore, we can sometimes apply something. For example, when we are doing something so important, maybe we are proposing a really big grand plan, like maybe a 2.5 trillion bipartisan infrastructure deal. It sounds crazy, right? You have 2.5 trillion dollars in your hand that is waiting to be used. How are you going to manifest it? This is when I would say we should change the topic. Instead of saying the sky is the limit, we should say that the sky is not the limit. After all, the world is changing at a very fast pace. We are blazing new frontiers. The pandemic has changed the way we do things. For example, you used to go out shaking hands with friends, mingling about in cafes. Now you are still doing that. However, you have to follow more SOPs, which is a good thing because previously especially in Malaysian style, most of us after eating we never wash our hands or sanitize ourselves. Therefore, I would say that we shouldn't say the sky is the limit. Everything is going to change time to time again. The world is going to move faster and faster. Times are going to change. In a nutshell, while they say the sky is the limit, I believe that the sky is not the limit. As the saying goes, we may be at the end. However, we are just halfway there. Never stop running. With that, back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Danish. A very good speech. So, timer, may I know if we have time for another speaker?
I think yes.
All right, thank you. All right, so who would like to go next? We still have 3 table topics left. Just try, no worries.
I would like to go.
Ifan, nice. So 1, 3, and 6. Which difficulty would you prefer?
Let's try 6 lah.
All right, good. Yes, finally someone chose 6. All right, Toastmaster Ifan, into the unknown. Into the unknown, Toastmaster Ifan, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. The topic given to me by our dear Goy is into the unknown. First day I saw this topic, right? I was like, my brain was the Disney song Into the Unknown in Frozen. But then, like, it really matches our scenario currently, into the unknown. We don't know what will happen with COVID. For sure, COVID will stay. But then I don't know how many more alphabets or variants that we will get in the future. So it's really into the unknown that we are facing at the moment now. With COVID, with the reality of COVID, we have to start planning our life with the reality of COVID, because COVID is going to stay, as you know. It's not going to go away. It's not going to fit into a reality. It will be staying around in the background. So our plans need to factor in COVID. So mainly, like, one of the things that I've heard is in real estate, COVID is playing a big role there, because people were like thinking that, oh, with COVID, we cannot simply buy houses or look for places that is not convenient. We must have a hospital nearby. We must have the shopping mall nearby, groceries nearby, so that the tenants and everything will have a very easy life in the future. And with COVID also, we have to think that job opportunities will be lacking, especially in other fields, like, for example, construction or IT will be a bit lacking because of the lack of import of foreign talents into the industry. So even like in healthcare also, there's many unknowns that we are dealing with. Like, maybe by next year there's no more COVID and I might be retrenched. So yeah, into the unknown is really a good phrase to describe our future and also our present. Back to you, Toastmaster, topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ifan. A very good job indeed. That topic is really quite hard. Right, so Tyler, I think we don't have any more time already, right? All right, so that would mark the end of our table topic session for today. So hope you all enjoy it, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Wing Kang.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for these wonderful sessions. We shall now have 5 minutes breaks, but before this, I would like all of you to have a group photo, and I would like to pass the floor to Zoom Master Hilin for the group photo session.
Yeah, sure, everyone. Please open your cam so that I can take the screenshot. Hi, Danish, Eileen, and Ying Hong. Are you guys there? Right. On the count of 3, 3, 2, 1. I guess they are not here. So everyone, have your smile. 3, 2, 1. Yes, another one, funny one. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Have your break. Enjoy your break.
Okay,
Hi there. I hope you enjoy your break. Shall we proceed the meeting? Well, let me pass back the floor to Toastmaster of the evening, Min Kang.
Thank you, ASAA Helene. Before we proceed to the next meeting, we'd like to have a vote for our best table topic speaker. Again, Zoom Master, feel free to launch the poll now.
All right. Sorry, yeah, I think when I launch the poll, it will include 3 questions, right? I think I shall delete another 2. Yeah.
Okay, so we give some time for the Zoom Master.
I will launch the poll now.
Please vote. I'm the host, so I couldn't vote, or else I will vote for myself. Please let me know, Zoom Master, if the poll is complete.
Okay. We have 15 votes now. Hurry up, who else will ever vote? 5 more people, 4 more. Yeah, I think the poll is just stagnant. We have 16 votes now. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Zoom Masters. We now moving into a member exclusive sessions. It's like when you buy YouTube Premium, you have to pay every month to get the premium features. Like Toastmaster does the same thing. You have to be a member in order to take part in these prepared speech sessions where you get to learn more, learn beyond table topics. First, we have a speech by Toastmaster 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐨𝐬𝐞, attempting level 1 evaluations and feedback first speech. I would like to call her evaluator to read out the purpose statement for this project to 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐨. And the evaluator is Toastmaster Danish.
All right, just give me a while. Let me. Okay. To my evaluatee 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐴. So just give me a while. All right, hold on. Okay. All right. It's okay. Give me a while. My screen appears to be a little bit jammed here. Just give me a while here.
Maybe I can read out for you first to save time. Yeah. So the purpose statements for 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐴 is this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive evaluations and feedback from the evaluators. So 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐴 today is sharing with us about her online and physical volunteering experience. Whoa, online and physical, huh? And why she started the volunteering. 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐴, my volunteer journey. My volunteer journey, 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐴.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the evening. Greetings to fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐴 and my topic is my volunteer journey. At first, I was not attracted to the idea of volunteer because I think that there are a lot of people who are doing it and I don't have to be that person to do it anyway. I remember when I was still in my secondary school, my mother actually forced me to join a youth class in an NGO where it focuses on serving the community, society, and environment. I joined some of the projects where I need to be proactive and need to be the first person to initiate the conversation, like asking help, do they need help? And this is the entire opposite of my personality, Thus, I don't enjoy it at all. I actually don't expect that I will join any volunteer programs in future. You guys must be wondering now, why a person who dislikes volunteer now wants to share her volunteer journey. It's funny, right? kind of contradicts also. It all started when I enrolled to a course in last semester, which is Community Service and Learning in Moral Education. At first, I registered this course because I assumed this course will be the same as the moral subject we taught in secondary school, which is easy to score for me. But then it is not actually. I've learned that SULAM is actually service learning, where I need to provide community service for the underprivileged community. I felt overwhelmed when I go through all the process, like prepare project proposal, brainstorm ideas for the project. I need to write the reports. I need to contact the target group in our project proposal. And I also need to prepare the video scripts and record videos for the students and children to learn new skills from the videos. I will take a real example. For me, I actually record a video of myself as the victim of bullying in the video and taught the children and students how to overcome this situation. Interesting, right? Besides that, I actually think that all this process involves a lot of time commitment and efforts. But I feel happy and satisfied because I can use my knowledge that I learned from my degree, which is TESOL, and help the underprivileged students to access inclusive education, even during the pandemic, which I'm really happy about it. After that course, it motivates me to join more of this kind of activities in future. After the semester, I actually applied and joined two programs actually. Two programs, which one is the Speak Up program in 𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐧 in and also Educate to Elevate from Volume, which is also an NGO. I really enjoy the process because I learn a lot of new things and gain a lot of new experience. Besides that, I actually joined a physical volunteer project in last semester because I taught volunteerism as my core case subject in my last semester. I chose to volunteer in a kindergarten and nursery where I assist the teachers to teach and take care of the children at there. I remember on the first day of volunteer, it was not good because I was so nervous and I'm not sure how to help the teachers there. From my perspective of view, they seem like they did not need my help at all. They seem like they are very good with handling the children, like I'm not needed at there. But then I gathered up my courage and stand up and tidy up the mess, the toy mess that the children made with the kindergarten teacher voluntarily. And I realized that being proactive and being the first person is not that hard. You just need the courage to do so. So I think this process proves that practice makes perfect, because whenever I do more this kind of actions, this kind of activities, I feel like in each attempt, I actually feel more easy to be the first person to like asking for help or be the first person to help the teacher. And I really enjoy the days where I teach these children because they are really cute when they are learning, but they are kind of annoying when they are crying and throwing tantrums. So this volunteer project actually has its pros and cons because it has its own challenges. So I think it is very memorable and I did not regret to sign up for this volunteerism subject in my last semester. I think this is the experience that keeps me going on my volunteer journey after the last semester, and I chose the other two which I mentioned earlier. So in conclusion, I think that volunteer programs are actually not that intimidating or boring. It is actually fun and engaging because you can learn a lot of new things. At the same time, you can contribute to the society with your knowledge, with your efforts, with your energy. Therefore, I think that every one of you should join this kind of volunteer programs in your free time because you get to help those people in need by contributing to the society. Like what Michael Jackson said, like what Michael Jackson's song said, one line I remember is, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. That's all for me. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening.
A round of applause, Toastmaster Xing En. I like the Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson quote. And to me, volunteerism is like the thing to let me pass through the frontier of my my life journey, you know, because I always want rewards. I always want to do things that gives me rewards. I'm a bit like capitalism. So to one day where I can finally, just like Xing En, 100% into volunteerism, like I can evolve already. So all right, thank you again, Xing En, for this wonderful speech. It inspires us to volunteer more. Moving on, we have the second speaker, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐼𝐼, a speech by Toastmaster 𝐿𝐼𝐼, Visionary Communication 1, attempting a level 2 project, understanding your leadership style. To save some time, I will read out the purpose statement for the speaker. So 𝐿𝐼𝐼, your purpose statement is to identify your primary leadership style or styles, if you have many. And for you to share some aspect of your primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Okay, so the myth, 𝐿𝐼𝐼 Fu, the myth.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Minh Khang. Being a leader may not be easy as it seems. Some are born to be natural leaders, while some need more effort to develop themselves. Which type of person are you? Certainly, I am the second type. There is always a myth in my mind that leaders are supposed to know everything. It scares me whenever there is an election of a leader among group assignments, because I am not confident of myself and the knowledge I learned in classes. As a team, everyone has the responsibility to contribute to the team project. However, as a team leader, they have bigger responsibility because they are dealing not only with the work execution, but also with the people management. As I recognized my weaknesses, it made me uncertain to step up and take the challenge. In this virtual setting of my academic courses, it has become a challenge for me to make new friends or even get in touch with my course mates. Whenever there's a group assignment, I had to quickly pick up my phone and start texting unknown numbers from our course group to look for teammates. Sometimes I was lucky that I managed to get a group with my friends that we knew previously. Nevertheless, there was one time that there was no one I knew in that class. Hence, I had no choice but to gather my courage and tap the send button to an unknown number from the class group. After some time, I finally gathered enough teammates to kickstart the group assignment. In the first meeting, the agenda for the election of a group leader has arrived. There were butterflies in my stomach. At the next moment, all I heard was my name. Yes, they nominated me as the team leader, just because I was the one who gathered everyone into the team, and I was the only person that each of them know. I could not help, but I just accepted the offer. However, the fear of not knowing what I should know as a team leader still appears in my mind. Because of that, I constantly ask for feedback from my teammates to validate our ideas and our work production. I value everyone's input by initiating discussion and encouraging everyone's participation to leave no man behind. As time goes by, my fear of not knowing what I should know as a team leader gradually fades. And I learned that it is okay to be vulnerable. While there was more conversation happening in the team, I became more comfortable talking to one another and seeking help when I felt that I was reaching my maximum capacity. Despite solving some of my problems, new challenges arose. As I was trying to incorporate everyone's ideas into our project, it is sometimes difficult for everyone to come to a conclusion and agree on one decision. Not only that, it is time-consuming to actually truly consider everyone's perspective for a decision. Hence, it is my role to judge for the best choice or for the most suitable decision for the discussion to move forward. From this experience, I acknowledge that I practice the democratic leadership style when leading a team. Nonetheless, I am still open and learning other leadership styles like coaching leadership styles and transformational leadership style to suit the different situations and demands of the team. The myth of mine, leaders should know everything, distinguishes as I learned that being a leader does not mean that we need to know everything, but recognizing one another's strengths to cover each other's weaknesses. Despite not being a natural leader, we can always make the effort to be the person or be the leader we want to establish, because leadership is an action, not a position. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
A round of applause to Toastmaster Eileen. I learned a very new thing today from Eileen. Truly consider everyone's opinion and choose the best decision from the team. I never do that, but I should do that starting today. I choose the best decisions that benefits me the most every time I make a decision for the team, and that's not a very good solution, although I always do it. But thank you again, Eileen, share with us your leadership and your insights about how a good leadership should be. Thank you so much. Moving out, we have the third speaker, Toastmaster, Mr. President, Toastmaster 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐽, a speech of level 2 effective body language. Again, to save time, I'll read the purpose statement for 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐽. Your project is for you to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, to practice, and to refine how you use non-verbal communications when delivering a speech. Effective body language. Elixir of life. 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐽. 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐽, elixir of life.
Thank you, Toastmaster of evening. So how many hours do you sleep in the past week? So can I have some response in the chat box, please? So I see 7, 5, and 9, and 4. So can you recall the last time you wake up early in the morning without the need of an alarm clock, feeling energetic without having any caffeine? So can you recall that the last time you have that? Never. Only on Sunday. Okay, I see. So we have been told since primary school that normal person need at least 7 hours or more of sleep. But unfortunately, 2/3 of the developed nations throughout the world, the adults, fail to develop the recommended 8 hours of sleep. So in fact, in 2018, a study was published in a Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, stating that men who sleep less than 5 hours a day will have a testicle size smaller than men who sleep 8 hours or more. So in fact, for men who consistently sleep less than 5 hours a day, will have a level of testosterone that is somewhat 10 years of their seniors. So this is an alarming message to all the men out there, especially here, because it concerns their reproducibility as well as their fertility of a man. And in fact, if you sleep less, a lot of bad things will happen to your body. But in contrast, if you sleep more, your body will receive some wonderful benefits that is critical to your well-being. So today, I'm going to share with you the reason why we should sleep more and sleep well, as well as some of the why some people can actually sleep less in their life, and some of the practical tips that can help you to sleep well. So sleep is a mysterious thing in our life. You know what? We spend, on average of our lifetime, 29 years sleeping. So deep inside our brain, there's a 24 hours internal clock continuously beaming out signal to determine when we should be awakened and when we should fall asleep. But surprisingly enough, the longer the person stays awake, chemical substances will build up in their brain, forming sleep pressure. So it means that the longer that you stay awake, the higher the sleep pressure and the more fatigue you will then feel. So what happens then when we fall asleep? So we might have heard that we need to sleep after we learn, because sleep helps us to reinforce our memory so that we can remember and we can recall. But today I'm going to say that we need to sleep before we learn, because sleep, when we are sleeping, sleep helps us to, our brain, we can actually act like a sponge, you know. And when we sleep, our brain will dry up, the sponge will dry up so that we can soak in information and soak in water. And in fact, sleep not just only help us to reinforce our memory so that we can make better decisions in our life. Sleep also helps us to alleviate painful memory. So sometimes when you're feeling very down, you just go to sleep, or you're having an exam and you're very stressed, you just go to sleep and you wake up, you feel refreshed. Because sleep also provides you a virtual reality space so that you can mold the past knowledge and the present knowledge to generate creativity. So whether you are a student or you are a working adult, sleep prepares us for your new day to work, to create, and to learn. So well, how about our immune systems and our digestive system when we fall asleep? So in fact, when we fall asleep, our body will restock the immune armory so that we can fend off dangerous diseases and infections. And our body will also regulate, sleep also regulates our metabolisms and our appetite so that we are ready for the new day. So Toastmaster and guests, why do some people can actually sleep less in their life? So in this world, there's about 1% of the population that need to sleep only 6 hours or less to get the benefit, to feel prepared and recharged for the new day. And we call them as short sleepers. So according to a study conducted by University of California, the researcher discovered a gene mutation that might actually account for short sleepers. So a gene known to affect the circadian rhythm was discovered in a mother and a daughter who consistently sleep less than 4 hours a day. So what's more, if you are a short sleepers can actually achieve deep sleep sooner than normal person. It means that they can receive the benefits of having 7 hours of more sleep by just sleeping 6 hours or less. But again, mind you, we shouldn't be confused between short sleepers and night owls. So night owls are person that associate wee hours and higher productivity. So as a night owl, you might need a full 8 hours of sleep. But just that, you sleep late after midnight and you wake up late in the morning. But unfortunately, if you are a night owl, you might find it hard to adapt yourself in a modern working office hour schedule because it often starts at 9 a.m. in the morning and ends at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So in fact, you're a night owl, you might not adapt to that. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster, in order to have a good night's sleep, there are a few things that you need to take note of. So for starters, you might not want to have your phone beside you when you sleep because you might not want to get distracted by the phone notification. And furthermore, you might not want to eat or drink when you sleep because you can't sleep when stomach is full. And what's more importantly, avoid working when you're in your bed because it forces an association in your brain between work and sleep. So you find it hard to fall asleep. So now we have talked about the reason why we need to sleep more and sleep well. We'll talk about the reason why some people can actually sleep less in their life, as well as some of the practical tips that can help you to sleep well in your life. So we shouldn't sacrifice sleep in our life because sleep is such an elixir of vitality, productivity, and longevity to us. So of course, modern industrialization has deprived us the right of having a full night of sleep due to the unfinished work, tasks, and projects. So it is time for us to reclaim our sleep back. Because sleep matters a lot. Just think of the health implications, stress, and anxiety that you might face because of lack of sleep. It just reminds you to sleep more. So if I can impart you everything today, I hope it's this message that you will remember. Start by having a good night of sleep from today onwards. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Big round of applause, Toastmaster, Mr. President Kinting. One message that I learned is I should probably take a good night's sleep today to get back my testosterone level. Okay, thank you again to Toastmaster Kinting for the wonderful speech about how important it is to have a good sleep and don't do too much work in order to sacrifice your speech hours, your sleep hours. All right, last but not least, we have a very special speech from Toastmaster 𝐿 Persuasive Influence 4. He is attempting the final project on his path, Persuasive Influence, called the Path of Completions. The purpose statements for this project is to 𝐿 to reflect on his growth during the completion of the entire path from level 1 up to level 5. And for him to share some aspect of his growth during the completions of a path. So this speech is a very special thing because Toastmaster 𝐿 requires us, all the audience, to have our phones ready. Okay, to have our phones ready and log in to menti.com. It's menti.com because he will do some interactive sessions with us during his speech. So Toastmaster 𝐿, if you choose the persuasive influence path, 𝐿 Young. Again, log into our menti.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, when do you ever need the ability to convince a person? When do you find the chance to persuade someone to do something perhaps he or she don't quite desire? I'm going to share an amazing story by this gentleman called Benjamin Franklin. And his story starts with this. Before he was really famous, he's just a guy in America before the independence. Now, Mr. Benjamin Franklin had a not so nice friend. This not so nice friend of his is constantly finding flaws, problems, and just being a very, very bad competitor. He's a sore loser. And that's why he's not well known in history compared to Mr. Benjamin Franklin, who, by the way, is in the $100 bill. Now, when it comes to the story of influence, you think that when someone is annoying, obnoxious, always in your face, you would think that, man, I don't want to be this person's friend. I would just distance myself, not talk to him if I can, and just let him be. You know, he can shout all he wants. He can scream all he wants. Say the world is about to end because of you. But Mr. Benjamin Franklin did not do that. You see, he had a bright idea. Instead of making this person continue on hating him, he made the person think that Mr. Benjamin Franklin needed, of all people, the greatest rival in the world to help in certain matters. It is this change of behavior from being antagonistic to potentially giving an opportunity to a different individual who obviously don't like you. And the term Benjamin effect was coined because he managed to convince this person who really, really hates him that, you know what, I'm going to make you think that I need your help. And when I need your help, you would think that we are friends. When we are friends, we're not enemies by definition. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is persuasion. If you can change an enemy to a friend, and you will forever be remembered for that effect. It all started with why? Why choose this path? Why would some people always wake up and choose violence and not persuasion? Today, I'm here to convince you to be the next Benjamin Franklin. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carl Young, and I have a goal today. You see, there are many pathways here in Toastmasters. And to all you fellow Toastmasters, and perhaps guests who are considering to be Toastmasters, they are easy pathways. Easy! And when it comes to this kind of pathways, I'm not gonna name a few, but if you can see some of these fantastic titles by some of our senior Toastmasters, look at Sean King, by the way. Those are some of the titles that have, I wouldn't say easy exactly, but it is more reachable. Now, when it comes to being purposeful, we're here to better ourselves. Just like how Benjamin Franklin became a better person. Instead of hate, instead of violence, he chose friendship. He chose to persuade. He chose the path that was not taken. So, I'm here to tell you the story of my path that is rarely taken. And that is called the persuasive influence pathway. Some of you who have not or are taking this but have not reached the end of the pathway might be curious. What happens if you choose this path? How have your journey ended up? Now, I will share you a story before we go on to an interactive session. So, the story goes like this. I was sitting in A&W in Petaling Jaya, and I was talking with a friend of mine, a fellow Toastmaster. So we were like talking, wow, the new pathway just came out, huh? What do you think about it? Can you guess which one is the one that's more popular? When I was doing the test, right? I got this thing called DL, you know. No, not that bad word in Cantonese. It's dynamic leadership. Some of you here are smiling already. You might be taking that pathway, and it's a super popular one. A lot of people got it through the questionnaire. And to be honest, the word dynamic itself is in there. So of course, the people who are inside of that pathway are dynamic too. When I did the questionnaire, I got DL. So I was talking to this fellow Toastmaster. Hey, what do you get? Yeah, the easy one. DL. Okay, so what do you mean it's easy? Don't you know a few people tried it already, right? You see those Toastmaster, all the 5 pathways that this guy covered back then, that was the record. Now, there are Toastmasters with all 11 pathways. So this guy with 5 pathways, he did the first one, guess what? DL. I'm getting DL too. I'm also like, mate, I don't know. Why do you want to follow the people? So, I scrolled down. I read and compare. When it comes down to it, I thought, what kind of pathway would help me the most? So ladies and gentlemen, I am a student in University of Malaya as a postgraduate assistant researcher. At that time, I'm pursuing my master's, and I really needed this ability, persuasion. You see, I chose what is difficult for me. I'm not a really strong persuader. I am a better informer. Tell me anything. I love fun facts. I will share everything to you. But the ability to change your mindset, I have to admit, I'm not good. So I chose the path that I feel I can grow the most. Biggest room in the whole wide world is the room for improvement. And I thought maybe I should fill it up. Now that I've shared my story and how I ended up here, after about 2-3 years, I finally reached the end. I had 3 things that are helping me. 3 situations that are helping me with this path. The first situation is my career, which I've shared with you. I need to be persuasive. I need to convince not just my peers, but also my naysayers. Many people deny cutting edge science. When I am at the frontier of information, education, I need to be convincing. That's where I chose something that helps me grow in my career. Second, my part-time job. You see, apart from being in the university, I also help out and also earn a little money on the side coaching kids in public speaking. And to persuade these kids to do something that they most of the time are forced by their parents takes a little bit more persuasion. And finally, Toastmasters. You see, I may not be very persuasive. However, I enjoy leading. And a leader who cannot persuade himself, who is always doubting himself, who couldn't think of a path forward, like Benjamin Franklin. Who's this leader? I am. I'm that leader. I'm always doubting myself. So to persuade myself, I took this path. So I can learn to persuade myself and then persuade others. So right now, let's start our interactive session. Can you share with me a situation where you think you could have used persuasion? I've shared my 3. So let's spend 1 minute, okay? Type in a short sentence of what situation you think you need persuasion. And once it is done, we'll be able to understand the room better. Change. When you need to negotiate. There are many changes, especially when it comes to the dating scene. Who here was looking for a partner? Yeah, I think persuading a partner is important. Contest, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Especially the contest chair, who is very persuasive, who's trying his best to persuade the fellow Toastmasters to join. Voting, presidents, prime ministers, leaders, and of course, many, many more. As seen right here, most of you know there are many situations that require persuasion. And I promise you that this path is going to be useful for you. Before I end this, I would like to have a show of hand if anyone wants to take this up as your second pathway. Please raise it physically or digitally. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I have just done the Benjamin Franklin effect and got all of you on my side. Thank you. Back to you.
A big round of applause to Toastmaster 𝐞𝐞. Wonderful speech, persuasive influence. Yes, I'm seriously considering it that for my next path, because I want to be a guy. If you know the person named Brian Greene, is a physicist. He likes to convince people, ordinary people, about new theory in TED Talks. And at the end, every time at the end of a speech, people always listen to him. Wow, how great is he convincing people to the new theory or new idea in the frontier of science. Yeah. Yes, I always like Brian Greene, and persuasion is a big part of his speech. I know that. With that, we have concluded our prepared speech sessions, and again, I would like to share my screen. I guess I don't have to. Okay, we would like to have a vote for prepared speech speaker. So vote for your best. Take into account their performance, their time, and whether you like them or not. So Zoom Master, should I have to put up the voting, the poll?
Launch the poll now.
Okay, spend a few 10 seconds to think about who is the best. Who do you think is the best one for you?
I know quality when I see it, so don't worry, I won't take up much time.
The best speaker for you, not for anyone else, for you. I also want to choose, huh? Okay, I've cast my vote.
Right. 3 more.
With that, okay.
Yeah, sure. You can end it.
All right. Thank you so much. With that, that's all for the prepared speech sessions, and I will now pass the floor to our next host, General Evaluator Toastmaster Helena, to host the evaluation sessions. Zoom is yours, Helena.
Thank you so much, Min Kang. So everyone give him a big round of applause for the hard work today. Okay, right now, we move to the third session. That is for the evaluation portion. So right now, I would like to invite the first evaluator. Okay, so none other than Table Topics Evaluator 𝐷𝐸𝐻. Floor is yours.
Let me just set things up. All right, a very warm thank you to our dutiful Madam General Evaluator. Hello again, everyone. My name is Afan, and I will be the Table Topics Evaluator, or TTE, for our Table Topics speaker tonight. We have been blessed with Table Topic speeches by 4 fantastic speakers. So allow me to share my thoughts and provide evaluations, and hopefully we can learn together, improve ourselves further, and push the frontiers of our impromptu speaking skills. The table topic session was so nice today and made me so happy and excited that it made me want to give out personal awards to each and every one of our table topic speakers. So let's go into it. Our first speaker for tonight was no other than the wonderful Toastmaster of the evening, Min Kang. With the topic of change is the only constant. Min Kang, you started off confidently. You addressed the audience. You repeated the topic to not only remind your audience, but maybe to also trigger some ideas inside your mind. You took a bit of time in thinking about the topic after the brief intro before you stated your opinion on not very liking change, and inserted complex points to make your speech more interesting. In the end, you concluded by highlighting the importance of change for everyone, which was spot on. The absolute extraordinary aspect of your speech that I really admired was your ability to provide points which were successfully tied up at the end and organized in a very effective way. Even though you seemed a bit nervous throughout the speech, breaking your flow maybe here and there sometimes, yet your ideas were on point. Congratulations, Min Kang. A suggestion I would like to propose to you is for you to be more confident in taking your time at the beginning, waiting a bit for all your ideas to arrange themselves more in a manner that would maybe make you speak less nervously in your speech. With all those said, all in all, it was an inspiring effort. Min Kang, I would like to award you with the Majestic Storyteller Award. Thank you. Moving on to 𝐸𝐿𝐿 with the title of Never Looking Back. You started your table topic speech with a marvelous saying that not only related to the topic given, but set the path for your speech. I totally respected the way you organized when you started your speech. The past is a lesson for everyone. Thank you for that, 𝐸𝐿𝐿. You took your time in the meeting, gave a brief intro, and without any hesitation at all, went straight into the story you wanted to share about coming into a new environment, providing worthy and valid examples, which the audience, I feel, could clearly understand and relate to. Great job, 𝐸𝐿𝐿. As I mentioned, you started your sharing, and after that, you wasted no time in stating some quotes by others as well to further strengthen your idea. Your speech was more showcasing how you are a very proficient speaker. Definitely not the kind to back away from a challenge. Kudos on that. An aspect I feel could be added into your already great speech was maybe you could try to round up everything and conclude with a simple yet meaningful sentence like the way you started your speech. All in all, amazing speech, 𝐸𝐿𝐿. I feel it's only right to award you with the Phenomenal Curtain Opener Award. Thank you, 𝐸𝐿𝐿. Next, for Danish, sky is the limit. Danish, you went for a deep dive immediately after going on the platform, quickly go into the main discussion. You were fearless in providing your unique viewpoints and had quite a number of ideas to put into your speech. Through the end of your speech, I had some problems to connect or relate some of the ideas you mentioned due to their complete uniqueness maybe, but the way you communicated to us your ideas, your opinions was superb. I really loved it. Your voice was clear and the speech was executed in a way that only an experienced speaker could. Some advices I could give is maybe you looked a bit worried throughout your speech, a bit nervous. This was expressed through the fidgety movement of your hands, if you notice. But yeah, showcasing your body movement is always marvelous. So to use them effectively is always powerful, just a reminder. So maybe try practicing more on some hand gestures to make yourself look more comfortable. All in all, I award you with the Lightning Mind Speaker Award for your fast thinking. And lastly, into the unknown, Iftikhar. Iftikhar, I love your opening. You related the topic to Frozen straight away, made everyone really think about it. I think about it personally. It was a very good method in connecting yourself with the audience at a more personal level. Then you related it to about COVID and provided even a greater degree of connection between you and your audience. You really took the time in ensuring that your speech was relatable before moving on with your opinions, which is always effective. Kudos on that, Itipar. Some improvements I feel could be made is just about the camera position. Maybe it was a bit too low. I couldn't see the full features of your head. Some parts of your head I couldn't fully see. So that maybe can take away the experience of the audience a bit, just a bit. And maybe you didn't use your hands much, even though we could see your hands. And another thing was maybe some facial expressions can be added more, but these are just some suggestions that can be made to all the speakers that we had tonight. So all in all, thank you to all our 4 speakers. It was fantastic. It was so great. So thank you, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Afan. So I really love your evaluation. And you know, you are it's like a great example of the frontier to kickstart the evaluation portion from me. And that's, I love from your evaluation that you have the very detailed feedback on the good thing and the area of improvement, and some the strong points or some improvement you want to speaker highlight. So you raise your voice, and it's very good on that, and it's very great for that. And congratulations for you. So everyone can give him a big round of applause. So next one, we move to the evaluation for prepared speeches. And for the first speaker evaluator, so may I call upon Dennis?
Okay, I'm here. Hold on for a while. Who is the timer again? I need to pin.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you see the timer?
Timer, yeah.
Yes, you can raise your voice, timer. So
Yeah, I raised my hand.
Oh, okay, perfect. Now let me pin. Okay. All right, now let me share my screen. It's one of my Google chat. However, yes, okay. Can anyone see the screen?
Yes.
All right. Greetings, everyone. Before I start, I would like to apologize that I was not able to read the purpose statement of the speech just now because I had kind of a little bit too many tabs open. Therefore, I had to kill a third of it as my computer was lagging. Therefore, I sincerely apologize for that mishap. All right, let's get the ball rolling. To my evaluatee, Xing-En, my volunteer journey. Wow, that was really a wonderful speech. And I agree, volunteering is wonderful. I myself have volunteered in so many things outside, such as scouts. I still remember when I was a scout in secondary school. I really enjoyed volunteering, such as going for the open house service. That was all prior to the pandemic. Therefore, it was a really insightful topic on volunteering, and it actually made me capture back, it harked back the sense of nostalgia into my head. Now, you excelled at simplifying the speech. I noticed that the speech was really simple. You use really easily understood terms. And that is good, because if the speech is simple, the guests, I hear a sound in the background. Never mind. It's very important because the guests, when the speech is simple, they can capture it and ingrain it into their minds easily. After all, humans, they only use roughly 20% of their minds. Another 80%, I'm not sure where, unless we are like Lucy, who uses 100% of her brains. Maybe you all have watched Lucy before. You were also enthusiastic throughout the speech, which is good. Why? When you are enthusiastic throughout the speech, the audience will feel elated. They will not feel bored. The speaker was just like, he had the face that, I don't want to do this speech, I don't want to do this speech. Then the audience will not be confident, because as a speaker, they have as a speaker, definitely the audience would have assumed that you had have a certain degree of confidence before delivering your speech, in that you have truly rehearsed it well. And I can see that you were realistic throughout that speech, which is really good. Points to improve on. While the speech was simple and easily understood, I felt that it was a little bit monotonous. You could use more vocal variety. As this is because if you use more vocal variety, you will enhance the speech. The audience will be glued to the screen more. Because if the speech is monotonous, they will feel that they may fall asleep. Especially some of them who are really highly impatient, they will just fall asleep. And also, you could use some slides for your presentation. This, especially on a topic on my volunteer journey, we had so much stories to share on volunteering. However, I wish there was some slides. If you had some slides, that would have been the cream of the creme de la creme, the icing on the cake. Because if you have some slides, especially for this presentation, we would be really excited. It gets the audience attention. For me, I always, especially when talking on volunteering, I'm always so eager to see your memories created. Alas, it was not there. Therefore, please use more slides of presentation. To challenge yourself, I would suggest that you use some gestures for your speech. This is because when you use more gestures, it also makes the speech more interesting and the audience are more glued to the screen, hence making the engagement more serious. All in all, you did a great speech and I'm looking forward to your next speech. With that, back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Dennis. And Dennis' evaluation is like a great example for evaluation format with the strong points, area of improvement, and the thing to challenge the speaker. And I really like the way you did, since you use the slide to point out the main point for speaker, and very good on that. And I believe everyone loved slides you did for them. Just the small feedback you can do better. That is the emotion. So evaluation is also the speech, right? So it will be better when you illustrate the point for speaker. You can put more your facial expression. So it's good. So people can feel, people can get the emotion from you. So that is what I suggest to you. Thank you so much. And now we move to the second speaker evaluator, 𝐁𝐞𝐲𝐨𝐧𝐝.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Before I continue, I believe I am completing a project for evaluation. So will my project objective be read out, or I have my evaluator?
I will read out your project.
All right.
So for your information, Toastmaster Sean is doing a level 1 project evaluation and feedback evaluation speech. So the purpose statement of his project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator, as he's doing right now during a club meeting. So his purpose is to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. And that's all. Back to Sean.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster Elaine, today my evaluation would be in the short abbreviation of OPQRS. And I would like to say, good job, your objective is achieved. And everybody know that Elaine was supposed to share an experience about her demonstrating some form of leadership style. She had a problem statement. She is afraid of being a leader. She has fear of not knowing, and she has a need for validation. So this is a very clear statement. And she started off with a hook saying like, everyone here thinks that being a leader has to know everything. So that was a very good hook. She had a good structure building along the way, and finally a good use of hand gesture. She even leaned forward to stress on certain points whenever she wants to start the story. Finally, she concluded her story saying that she is using a democratic style of leadership. So this is for the O, objective achieved. Congratulations for doing this project. P and Q are two areas which I want you to improve on. First, consider using pauses. Pauses is a great tool to create suspense. And in your story, you had many self-doubt moments. So what you can do is you can do self-monologue. Can I do this? Should I send this message to my friend who I don't know? I think I know her. So you have this self-doubt and you have that pause thinking, maybe I should send as well. Just send. So you can see the effect of pauses in creating that suspense and that self-doubt. It accentuates through your story. Q would probably be question. Ask the audience with questions. Did you come across a scenario where you're supposed to lead a team that you don't know any one of them? Do you know that this myth is something that you would agree on? By having questioning, you engage the audience better and make the audience feel like, yeah, I had that same experience as you as well. So again, P and Q, try to use more pauses and questioning in your next speech. To break your frontier, the next challenge I would like to propose to you is R and S. Whenever you come to a story, try to repeat the main point. You had your point, came at the last minute, saying that you are showing democratic leadership style. It would have been great if you had the democratic point mentioned at the beginning and try to remind or repeat this point so that people know what to expect from your leadership style rather than knowing it from the end of it. And finally, S, use shared mindset. This is one way to engage the audience further where did you have a similar situation as I do? Did you have an analogy of everybody having that group assignment and you have to get everybody into that same objective of accomplishing it? Having everybody here as a student has a shared mindset, leverage on that. So people would relate to your shared experience of self-doubt turning into self-confidence at the end of the story. With that, I pass it back as a summary. O, your objective is achieved. P, use pauses. Q's, use questioning. R, repeat your point. And S, use shared mindset in your next speech. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Wow. Thank you so much, Charles, because your speech is the evaluation project. So I will let the fifth evaluator, Jasmine, evaluate you later on, okay? So the fourth speaker, the fourth evaluator, so may I call upon Lei Thang, DTM Lei Thang.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear friends. Today, I feel really fortunate to be able to listen to a finale speech by Carl. We don't have a chance to listen to reflect on your path in every meeting. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity. And Carl, I must say that you have indeed pushed the frontier by sharing your unique thoughts on this reflection. Carl, these are some of my observations that I'd like to share with you. And these are the factors that I found your speech has been a successful speech. The first one is the way you interacted with the audience. You use stories, not only one, but two stories. The stories of Benjamin Franklin, and you relate it to how you have chosen this path and your own story. And you have tried your very best to interact with the audience, even with the mentee survey. The second factor is your delivery skill. Of course, I could feel that you spoke from your heart. You are the one who have gone through the journey. And of course, in this speech, you have chosen descriptive words. You have the right vocal variety, facial expression, and you have a very smooth delivery. The third factor, this is something very unique that you have, is the approach that you have chosen. I found that as an inductive person, you have chosen to give us all the details all the stories, all the reasons why you have chosen the PI path. And you also showed us what are the situations that have helped you in this path. And finally, you came out with your most important tool. And that's where you ask people to raise your hands. And I must say that as a charismatic leader, you have got what you wanted today. Many of the audience today raised their hands, and you have succeeded in persuading them to choose this path. Carl, these are some suggestions for me to challenge yourself in this speech. There are certain things that I was looking for. The first is, I hope that I wish that you had elaborated a little bit more on your success and your challenge in your Toastmasters journey. As the area director, you have a lot of stories to share with us, and you can relate it to the persuasive skills. What were the challenging things that you faced with the clubs, the members? And I would also like to suggest that you may want to share with us what are the new skills that you have learned, because many of us have not gone through this path. We do not know, but you are the subject matter expert now. What were the skills that you have learned? And by doing that, you can also demonstrate to us what were the changes that you have experienced from day one, when you started your first project till today, the finale. What were the changes that you have experienced? And I found that you have tremendous opportunities to do this by using certain tools. The tools that you can use were the projects that you have completed. For example, the high performance leadership. What did you do? Other projects are like conflict resolution, leading in difficult situations. That will give us some glimpse into what is this project about, and we'll be even more convinced to attempt this path. And of course, finally, it would be great if you can share with us what are your future goals given what you have achieved today. Carl, you have shared a lot with us. I would like to end by saying congratulations. I am also convinced to consider this path. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. So you have the great evaluation. So I couldn't agree more with you that the point you gave to the speaker, 𝐿, and it's very experienced feedback to us, so everyone can learn a lot from you. Okay, thank you so much. And I got mistaken a little bit. So right now I would like to call upon the third evaluator, ET4. So you evaluate president's speech, right? Floor is yours.
Thank you, Helena, for the introduction. So, Kenteng, how are you feeling today?
Great.
It shows in your speech, because I think a week before your speech, I actually call you up, WhatsApp you and ask you that I'm going to expect this from you tonight. And I don't want your regular style of speaking, which is full of jargons, hard ideas and all that. But tonight, you really deliver all my expectations. You use simple English to present, and you present it well in a very convincing way. Even with your speech, I'm convinced to sleep more in the future. But since today is your
I think you better keep up. You better. All right, you're back.
No, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can continue.
Yeah. All right. So since today your speech is about body gestures, body movements, I would like to focus more on that. One thing I found out that I saw in your speech is like every paragraph you start, you had a hand gesture to start the paragraph. And that is quite interesting, And also like sometimes it's quite pointless because like your hand gestures may confuse the audience and make them not focus on your speech, but focus on your hand gestures. And there's some hand gestures that were done with no point. Like I think there's one time you were talking about recharge and sleeping is important because of you can reset your mind, recharge your mind, and also with a healthy body. But then your hand gestures, right? If I were you, I would just like say, number one, why is sleep important? It is to reset your mind so that you can gain more knowledge and get more knowledge into your brain. Number two, to recharge, because like when you sleep, you will be much more refreshed in the morning. And number three is to have a healthy body, since sleep activates your immune system. So I would like in the future for you to reduce your hand gestures a bit and have your hand gestures with purposefully, it will have hand gestures as well, which has purpose and not just like moving around and everything. But all in all, I think you did great in your speech. And seriously, I think Apple should hire you to replace sorry, who's the next one? Steve Jobs. All right, back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much, Itifar. Okay, I noticed that you have this insightful feedback for president, and I think that just a quick feedback that you can do better than is that the hand gestures as well, because notice that you just use the one hand at the beginning, right? And then so after 1 or 2 minutes you started to use the two hands, but so later on you can try to use two hands, so it will be natural and it will help you to express your points. And when you do the note for the evaluations, I think that you can note about the example, what is the illustration from the speaker, so it will save your time, because when you deliver your evaluation speech, you look up to things, so it will waste your time. So I think later on you can note some example you want to highlight the speaker on the note, so that will save your time. Okay, so let's move on. The final evaluator, so she will evaluate short evaluation, so none other than Jasmine. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Helena. Sean, thank you so much for showing me what a good evaluation looks like. Now, I will share with you my thoughts and suggestions for you to become an even better evaluator. You have very good points for your speaker, Elaine. I like how you managed to share with us in an acronym. Therefore, tonight, I will give you 3 S as well. The first S for you is your evaluation was superb. Why do I say superb? Because number one, you mentioned that she has met her speech objectives in the form of O. P, you told us her improvement that she needed was pause, ask questions, repeat, and share mindset. You have summarized your evaluation into this acronym that it is easy for me to listen and understand and to remember as well. You had very strong points. You had 1 point and you gave your own example to support that evidence that you have illustrated. Number 2, the second S is straightforward. I have mentioned that OPQRS was indeed a very good acronym. What I would love to hear is make it much more straightforward for your speaker. As this 3 minutes is a good timing for her to take back that essence of your evaluation. The main point. OPQRS might be too much for her to handle. Perhaps summarize OPQRS into 3 points, just like what I'm doing for you right now. Be more straightforward for her in order for her to absorb that full essence from your evaluation. The third one, keep it short and strong. You have very good points of evaluation for your speaker. I like you to make your conclusion strong. I have checked with the timer and you have took 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Now, Sean, you are a very good contestant for evaluation contest. As your evaluator, I would highly suggest for you to try to keep it below 3 minutes in order to move to the final part. To summarize, you are a very strong evaluator. Number one, your evaluation was superb, straight to the point. However, number two, make it more straightforward. Summarize your acronyms, make it shorter and easy for your speaker to remember. Number three, keep it short and strong. Remember to keep it within your time frame in order to move on to the next level. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. So I really like the way you evaluated the evaluator. So everyone can see the favorite way, the hard way to evaluate, that is the acronym. And it will take time for you, but I think this is the amazing way, and this will help you to bring you to the next level in the evaluation. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, all the evaluators. So everyone give them a big applause. Okay, the next part is that I will call upon some silent heroes who conduct the meeting silently, and we have to appreciate them. And right now, I would like to invite Grammarian for your report. Grammarian, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, I was doing some final touch-up before I present my screen. So am I able to share the screen right now? Let me try.
If you can, you're allowed to.
Okay. So is this better now? Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Good. Thank you, General Evaluator, for giving me an opportunity to present my Grammarian's report. Today, I have heard a total count of 6 word of the day, which is frontier. 2 are from Minh Kang, and 1 each from Danish, Cao Yang, Afan, and 𝐁𝐞𝐞𝐲𝐴, respectively. As for good selection of words, phrases, idioms, and rhetorical devices, the first total topic speaker, Minh Kang, has made a phrase, make a first step change, which is a good phrase. Ling has made 2 phrases, which is fast is a lesson we can learn from, and the quotation, we can only connect the dots from backwards. I think that is from Steve Jobs, right? I couldn't pick up all of it, but I remember this part here. As for Danish, the champion of the most good selections of words, manifest, blazing new frontiers, harks back the nostalgia, creme de la creme, icing of the cake in a nutshell, and a quotation which I cannot capture all, which is the time is moving faster and faster. It will never stop running. As for sing earn, intimidating is a good word. I hope everyone will use this word more often in the future speeches. Practice makes perfect, pros and cons, and of course the lyric from Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. I believe you can just Google it out yourself. If you want me to read it out, that will waste some of my time because I have a lot of things to cover here. As for Elaine, butterflies in my stomach, leave no man behind. Leadership is an action, not a position. This is clearly an inspiring quote. I hope future speakers will use this phrase more often to inspire leadership among us. and everyone around us. As for 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐴, 𝐿𝐼𝐴𝐻𝐴, which is from his title, circadian, and brain, and he used a very good metaphor for brain, which is sponge. So it's easier for us to understand in the context of sponge instead of brain. Okay. Finally, speaker Cao Yang, he used a lot of good English phrases and words, sore loser, obnoxious, antagonistic, naysayers. And my favorite, the biggest room for growth is the room of improvement. Think of the path forward. Pronunciation wise, I have picked up some of the mispronunciation. One of it is primary. It's not primary, it's actually primary. Circadian, no, it's circadian. So I think that concludes the pronunciation errors. As for grammatical errors, it will be better to say go beyond 2 minutes instead of gone over 2 minutes. It will be better to say not needed there instead of not needed at there. Capitalist is a person, so you will refer yourself as a bit of a capitalist, not a bit of a capitalism. Can be fully seen, not fully see. And lastly, who has conducted, which I just picked up before I presented myself, to who has conducted instead of who has conduct. Any other comments? I'm a second type here. It will be better to use the word I'm of the latter type, meaning that you can say latter means the second option or the last option. So the latter type would be a better word. Lastly, Min Kang used the word golden egg. Golden egg is quite a bit of financial term here. So it would be wise if you use other words, maybe Easter eggs, perhaps. This concludes my grammarian's report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. I couldn't agree more with Min Kang that you have the very, very detailed grammarian report and very insightful feedback for all of speakers. And I like that the way you did the Excel file to point out the feedback, the report. And you know that the great thing is that you point out the name who spoke the great phrases, and you didn't you didn't have the name on the errors in languages. So it's very good, and everyone feel like it will be grateful, and it's easy to follow the way you do. So I just have a feedback on the word of the day. So to encourage everyone to use the word of the day. So later on, you can give the example, the definition, and you in the chat box. So you can put the note for the word of the day in the chat box sometimes, and you can remind everyone to use it, so everyone can follow the guidance from you. Okay, that is my suggestion. So before we move to the next row, so may I, the Zoom master can help me to point the voting for the best evaluators before.
Yep, sure. Let me launch the poll now. Yep, the poll is up. We have 14 votes at the moment.
Are you dead, Helen?
Yeah, yes, I'm here. I think we have 17 votes right now. We can end it anytime. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So now we move to the next report. May I call upon our counter, Amira?
Thank you so much,
Floor is yours.
GE. Thank you. I praise Amira as the R counter.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right. Can you see the screen? The R counter report. I hope you can. So this is the 𝐼𝐶𝐸 report contributed by not just me, but also 𝐁𝐞𝐞𝐲𝐨𝐽 and 4 other fellows here. So here you can see Helene, congratulations, no filler words. Yu-Ming, most filler words come from your report, grammar reports, 3, 2. Carl, congratulations, no filler words. Goy, 1 filler word from your TTM, all right. Oh, Minh Kang, no wonder. I wonder who contributed that. 1 repeated word, so, okay. Xing-En from her speech, repeated word, actually. Danish from his evaluation, especially, repeated words, and no pause period. Eileen, during her speech, for everyone, 2 times, I 2 times. For G, Helena, from general evaluation session, 1 2 R's, repeated words is so. For Sean and Leighton, congratulations, no filler words. For Iktifa, your filler words come from your evaluations, 2 1 R and 1 And lastly, Toastmaster Afan, 4 repeated word is maybe. And that concludes the 𝐼𝐶𝐸 reports. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Minh Kang. So I believe that you worked so hard today. Okay, thank you so much. So we have the final role player, Tamer Singping.
Okay, I'll share my screen, yeah. Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'll present the report of the time used by each speaker. For the table topics, Minh Kang used 2 minutes and 43 seconds, overspent 43 seconds. Helene used 1 minute and 45 seconds, Danish 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and Iktifa 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And for the project speech, Xing-En used 6 minutes and 10 seconds, Elaine 5 minutes and 57 seconds. 𝐿-𝐶𝐸 used 7 minutes and 25 seconds, which overspent 25 seconds, and for Kyle, 14 minutes and 2 seconds are used. And for the speech evaluation, Afan used 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Danish used 3 minutes and 28 seconds, which overspent 28 seconds. Sean, 3 minutes and 33 seconds, in which 33 seconds were overspent. Iktifa used 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Leighton used 4 minutes and 24 seconds, and Jasmine used 3 minutes and 54 seconds. And that summarizes the report for timer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tamer Singping. It's very detailed. This is the best practice for the role players. Thank you so much. Okay, so right now, it's my report for the whole meeting. So now it's in the past 9. So I have from 5 to 7 for the whole report. Okay. So for the first role SAA, Helen. So you start. You are the one who started the meeting. So you are very nice to introduce the house rules and introduce everyone to call upon the meeting. So it will be better if you can give you the great chance to explore your voice. I mean, you can raise your voice. Sometimes you can have the smile. You can challenge your voice to push the spirit from the meeting. So I mean, your tone is good, but it's quite monotonous. So you can use more your vocal variety to push the spirit for this meeting. Okay. And the next one is the Minh Kang, the TME. And I noticed that you have to do many things today. So you gave us the opening address, you do the TME, and you do also the account. So great job, Minh Khang. And I like the way you graded the guests. So you are very nice with the warm welcome from the EXCO team members. And you introduce the flows with the very excellent slides. I love that. And you talk about the theme and to have the strong message to everyone. And I really love that. But in my opinion, I think that just in my opinion, to kickstart the meeting, so we can go for the opening address first. So this is the best way to welcome everyone to open the meeting. So you can give them the strongest message to kickstart the meeting. And then you can introduce, or you can introduce the Toastmaster, introduce guests, introduce the flow. So that is my suggestions. And in the prepared speeches, I really love the way you gave speaker compliments. So you practice the active listening. So you understood what the speaker said, and you conclude, you summarize some strong point from speaker. So that is the way to encourage speaker, and it's very good on that. And it will help you to be the fantastic host for the meeting. Okay, thank you so much. About the TTM, so I noticed that the theme today is the look beyond the sky, and we have the word of the day frontier. You introduce the table topics. What is the table topic? You cooperate with the timer to introduce the rule for every speaker can know the rule in the table topics, and then you ask people with the many topics. And I really love your topics today, because the topics hook people, make people interesting. And I can see many people here were the volunteers, and it's the good spirits on the table topics. You know, some meetings, so no one will take the courage to be the volunteer. But with your topic, with the theme today, so everyone are open-minded to share the topic. So it's the great job on that. And just a very quick feedback that, you know, the TTM is the role to help you to practice active listening. So after every speeches, so you can give some compliments on the speaker. So the Minh Khang is the great example, so everyone can learn from the Minh Khang. Because after speaker spoke the speech, so it's not just a very great job, or you have a nice speech. So we can do more than that. We can pick just one signature or one strong point from the table topic speaker. So that will help you to be the better table topic masters later on. Okay, and for overall meeting, for the meeting preparation, so Minh Khang gave me the link, and in the drive link we have all the information about the meeting, like the agenda, like the evaluation form or role player form. So it's the best practice for organizing a meeting, and everyone here can learn from the UMTM club here, and very good on that. And I think I will learn from you guys. Okay, and I noticed that we have 18 guests, 18 participants here. So it is a strong illustration for the healthy club. So I would say that your club is very healthy because, so keep it up on that. Keep it up, the participants, more than 15 participants. Okay, and I challenge you, so maybe we can invite more guests, invite more Toastmasters to make the to make a meeting with more than 20 participants. So it's very good on that because you are the young, you are the students, but you conducted the meeting like that. So I'm so admire you guys. Okay, and and one more thing is that with the vision and goal, so in the agenda, I saw that you have the club mission. So very clear on that. And at the beginning of the meeting, you also talk about it. And in the theme, you can collaborate with the theme. So keep it up your momentum. So every meeting you just repeat it and links connect to the theme. So and it will be better when the meeting have the theme and word of the day. So I mean that the TMD can set the tone that we have the theme here, we have the word of the day here. So how to make everyone relate to the theme and word of the day. So for example, you do the opening address with the theme, and then when you introduce the speaker or introduce the flows, you can relate to the theme a little bit, and you make sure role players do with the theme. So that is a practice we can learn, we can do, so the meeting will be better. And I really like the spirit. So when I joined the meeting today, so I think that everyone are friendly. It's easy to talk to people, and we have the very quality speaker here, evaluation here. So keep it up on that, and it will help your meeting, your club, even stronger. Okay, so that is all from me. Well, thank you so much, and I believe that the meeting and the club will be more successful in the future. Thank you so much. Back to you, TMD Minh Khang.
Round of applause again to GE Helena. Very straightforward, candid, sincere feedback to me as VPE who organized this meeting, as well as TME who conduct this meeting, as well as Go team. You guys, we all learn a lesson from GE every time. Right, thank you so much. And that concludes the evaluation session hosted by GE Helena. And we now move on to the award presentation ceremony. So may I ask the Zoom master to share the slides? Okay, so who would be the winners of table topics, prepared speech, and evaluations? Let's see. So the best table topic speaker goes to, drum roll please. Danish, congratulations to Master Danish. Be the best table topic speakers in our meeting today. Congrats. Alright, let's see who is the best speaker. Who is the best speaker in your heart? They all voted. Kente, congratulations, Mr. President. Look at the face there. It's so I don't know how to describe this, but congratulations to Kente, best prepared speech speaker. Meeting 325. Best speech evaluators goes to, drum roll. Congratulations to Sean, be the best speech evaluator in today's meeting. Congrats, and congrats. Also, don't forget to give appreciation to our general evaluator.
Thank you.
Lina Nguyen, being the general evaluator in this meeting. Congratulations. Oh, congratulations. Thank you. right, that concludes the awards presentation. I hope you guys are happy. For winners, for the rest of us who did not win, don't give up because you just made your first step to win the thing. Okay. And I don't want to do this, but I have to pass the floor back to the president already because I have ended my role as the host of this meeting Toastmasters. So here goes the sad part, closing ceremony. Over to you, Ken-Ting.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Evening, Toastmaster Min-Kang, for hosting the meeting 2025. So thank you everyone for joining us in today's meeting. I personally enjoy this meeting very much. Just think about the session that we have, the table topic session, the prepared speech session, and the evaluation session. That is just a simply combination of creativity and learning. Participants of today's meeting are able to unleash their ideas in the table topic session through question of different levels of difficulties. And besides doing that, they can also learn suggestion and area of improvement from each speaker through the evaluation session. I think today's evaluation session, there's a lot of golden nuggets we can learn from it. And today's meeting theme is also well chosen. The meeting theme is look beyond the horizon. So it reminds us to look ahead and plan ahead. And oftentimes in our life, we might feel stuck and we couldn't move forward. So I think it's time for us to get out of our comfort zone, do something different so that we can look at things from different angles and perspectives. So in fact, this is how ideas being generated, new ideas, new notions, how they are formed, is that we plan ahead, look ahead, and get out of our comfort zone, do something different so that we can have new ideas in our minds, do something differently. I want to thank all the role players for today's meeting. Each of you are the backbone of today's meeting, and thank you for making today's meeting run smoothly. I want to thank our general evaluator, Toastmaster Helena, for her generous feedback and evaluation to help us improve and host better quality meetings in the future. And finally, I want to thank all the participants that joined today's meeting 325. I hope you learned something and hopefully you enjoy the whole session and have a great time with us tonight. And finally, thank you and have a good night, everyone. Remember to have a good night of sleep. And I call this meeting to a close. Thank you, everyone.
I have an announcement to make, sorry.
Sure, okay. Master, you can pause the recording.
Okay.